Yeah. I'm on the way to work. I stop, okay? And I get me a coffee, one of them cafe cups, And I've been pining for it all morning. I mean, I've been pining like a damn forest. And I hadn't had any cafe all morning. And then I know, okay, when I head into the studio, I'm going to stop. I'm going to get me that frothy brown hitter. That sipper full of just brackish. And I like that coffee dirty, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I like it just a little bit, just a scoop of the dang, like somebody just scooped some of the Mississippi River into a cafe cup and presented it at me. That's how I like it. I like my shit got a little bit of sweat in it, I like that dirty cup. I like that cup of coffee that might test positive for a little something, bruh, The kind of stuff, if you mailed a couple of drops in the Ancestry's internet thing or whatever, they come back at you like, damn, this shit, this shit's got tomato base in it. This stuff got a little bit of caffeine. This shit's 9% Savannah Heron African. I like that coffee. I like that dirty cup. But I'm at the place. I park. I get out of my vehicle. And bam, right as I open the door, actually, I'm opening the door. And pow, car hits my door. Boom. Just lit it up. I mean, I didn't know what it was at first. I thought it was like just like a rhinoceros, bro. It was loud. And I thought, damn, where'd I park, in Jumanji? Because I thought just a rhino just nosed that door down. But I get out, and it's a Toyota, Camry. And a Toyota Camry, that's a popular car usually for a stepmother. A lot of strippers drive them too. You'll see a lot of dancers at nighttime. Ladies who got those legs working at night. They drive a Camry sometimes, and a lot of the logos have been stolen off of the back of it. And anyway, the guy hit me. It was this beautiful Chinaman hit me, dude. I mean, this guy. And when I saw him, bro, first of all, he comes up, give me a hug, 2-arm hug. And I'll say this, it did diffuse the situation because I was I just got a vehicle. I've been in an Uber for 4 months. Sitting usually there's a couple little chips, a little sour cream and onion residue on the back seat. And I've been just sitting in that in other people's cars for 4 months. And then finally I got this vehicle, and bam, this beautiful Chinaman runs up both arms. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's what he said out of the gate. He double so sorry at me. And it softened my heart a little, And this guy, we swapped names, and he was, look, I'm all about different ethnicities and everything. I'm all about beige power. But this guy was extremely Chinese, okay? This guy was, I don't even know, and look, we've all got different things about us, I got them girthy hips, I got that DS booty. If you see me getting onto a short school bus from the rear, you wouldn't think anything of it. And that's how much DS I got in these sweet cheeks back here. But this man should not have been driving. This man was probably about 700% Chinese. His eyes were not open. And I don't mean that. He also could have been on antihistamines. He would have tested positive, I think, for definitely some heavy Claritin because his eyes were not open. And his car looked like it had hit maybe 100 cars. I mean, everywhere there could be a little ding or a bong or a ding, there was one. In his rearview mirror, that's what caught my door and put like a dent in like the edge of it. And everything's fine. It's all good. But man, that thing, it just kind of rattled my day. And here's what I'm saying is not everybody should be doing everything. This guy should not be driving. This guy's not driving. This guy is basically just bouncing around Los Angeles. I mean, there's no way he could see stuff. I think he hugged me in hindsight because he was just trying to get a notion of where I was at physically so that way he could direct his voice in my direction. Enough of my ranting. I got a big announcement to make, and thank you guys for being here with me today. And let's start off just with something to make me a little bit comfortable, you know.
I'm just sitting on your front porch, wondering how could I be so far from my home. And my mind is somewhere else, but when I find it, I'll patch up where it's been blown. Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share this peace of mind I found. I can feel it in my bones.
Feel it in my bones, man.
But it's gonna take a little time for me to set that parking brake and let myself unwind. Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song. I will sing it
just for you. Yeah, and in honesty, I don't even know, honestly, that man, that Chinese gentleman might not even have had, he might not even have had eyes. I mean, he may have been the bravest blind person in the world. He may have just been the damn American ninja sight warrior. But anyway, good to be here with you today. It is Monday, August 29th, 2019, and we are burrowing into the future at the same rate we always have been, 1 second at a time. What's going on? Thank you to everybody who came out this weekend, Atlanta. It was so wild in Atlanta, Memphis, Louisville, and Birmingham. And we got to stop in and see the king, Elvis Presley, the house he was born in. And Elvis was born, I mean, the house is tiny. I'm not joking. If I had been maybe smoked about half a pack of Winstons, and if you opened up the back door and the front door of his house, and I had a little bit of a cold, and I cleared my throat, and you gave me 3 steps of running momentum, I think I could spit from through the front door, out the back door of Elvis Presley, the launch pad. And right when you go in the door there's an old lady sitting there, and she's resting, I think. I thought she might have been deceased, but she woke up. And she's right there sitting by the bed where Elvis was conceived, baby. And man, I tell you, you almost want to get in the bed and just, hope for a little bit of that magic. But it was a beautiful little home. You get to see his high chair he sat in as a little fella. And we had a nice time, and that was over there in Tupelo, Mississippi, where we stopped and saw the birthplace of Elvis Presley. We went to Sun Studios in Memphis and just saw where Johnny Cash had recorded. Carl Pinkerton, one of them, Hot Carl. Some people called him Hot Carl, and Elvis himself, and it was a great time, man. So I got an announcement to make. It's not an announcement. I mean, I guess I don't know if it's an announcement. I just want to tell you what happened. So about a month ago, I got a message on social media from an actor, and this man named Chris Pratt, and he is an actor, and he does, fancy roles, and he also does comedy roles. He's a very, he's distinguished in his industry. And from everything I'd heard, I'd heard only that he was a kind man. I got a very nice message from him. And it said, hey man, I'm paraphrasing. Hey man, I think you're a funny guy. I've been a fan for a while. I'm doing a project coming up, and I would like for you to be in it. And you know me with Hollywood, I have different types of thoughts, and I've passed up on some pilots and different, sitcom ideas and things that people have tried to get me into. There's even an animated series coming out on Netflix that I got offered a role in. I just different things that I just didn't really tickle my fancy, really, or even rub my fancy at all. And but this kind of hit me a little bit different, and it was just a direct message from a man who's funny and who I've found for myself that I admire even outside of their work. And even though I don't know him, I guess that doesn't make any sense then. I guess I just I've always felt like he was one of the good guys. Now, next thing you know, they had me come in and meet with a producer and just go over one of the roles. And Gianni, who works here, the beautiful little guy, that little Christmas ornament. I mean, definitely the kind of guy he seemed like the kind of guy that would hang out he'd just be kind of laying around the soap dish in a male bathhouse. Gianni. Well, he helped me go over the lines and work on it, and went and met with one of the producers, and then they offered me the opportunity to be in the film. And so that's what I'm going to do. I decided that I'm going to go do the film. I spoke with a lot of other people that have been in this situation or, had this type of offer. Sebastian Maniscalco, I spoke with him about it. Coco Diaz, we chatted. Brian Callen even helped me work on the lines to go read with the producer. And even Chris D'Elia almost helped me work on the lines, but he had to go do something. But yeah, so, I guess I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'm definitely excited, and it's like it's going to be a movie that people can see. And look, I'm really, I'm excited about it. But with everything, there is a cost. And one of the reasons, that I'm, something that's hurting me about it, that's really getting me inside of me right now, is that I have to reschedule some tour dates. And I'm bummed about that. I'm really bummed about it. So those dates that I'm going to have to reschedule, and I'll talk more about it after, are Glasgow, Dublin, Oslo, Stockholm, London, Manchester, Amsterdam, Sayreville, Bethlehem, PA, Grand Rapids, Detroit, Milwaukee, and Madison. And that's most of the fall touring. And it really, I feel sad about it. I mean, I'm bummed out. I've really been looking forward to doing the European tour, and I guess I'm just, I guess I don't want you to think that I don't care. I thought a lot about this. It's been, the past month, it's been kind of like in limbo, and I've thought a lot about it. And I think it also has been presented to me at a time where I needed some break from what's been going on. I haven't been feeling that good, to be honest with you. I've been feeling a lot of stress, and I've been feeling like I haven't been able to connect very much with myself. I've felt like I haven't been able to connect sometimes when I've been on some tour dates. And I think some of it's just been exhaustion. And just the fact that this came about, like that Mr. Pratt reached out to me directly, and I didn't have to go through like a lot of Hollywood hoopla. I've just put myself out there, and honestly, man, it felt like I did it my way, and that, and to get to then go and be in like a movie where, I mean, it sounds really interesting. It's supposed to be about like fighting for the future, and like kind of like this powerful sort of, I don't know what I can say about it. I don't even know what all the rules are. I don't even know if I'm really supposed to be talking about it, but I just needed to tell you that those dates that you have tickets for, you can get a refund, or they will be to be decided. They're going to be rescheduled soon. I just don't know exactly when yet, but I'll be there as soon as I can. I'll find some way to make it up to the people who are coming out, and I don't know what that'll be yet, but I'll find a way. And yeah, I don't know, man. I've honestly just been scared. I've been a little stressed about just talking about that, because I love touring. I work so hard to build up people to come out to see the shows, and then now I'm canceling on you. We're not canceling, but now I'm rescheduling on you, and I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I don't want you to feel like I'm trading like Hollywood for you. I don't feel that way. There's been a lot of things that would have taken my time away from my tour dates or from my podcast that I've said no to, but this just feels like it's coming at a moment where I need, honestly, I need a little bit of a break. I haven't been feeling that good, and sometimes nobody wants to hear about it when you have, future tour dates or this on the docket or this, people don't, they don't want to hear that. And as an artist or as an entertainer, you get scared to say that because you don't want people to not come and support you. You work so hard to get people to come be part of a group, and then now you're letting them down. But that's the choice that I made, and I feel like that's what, I just think having a different experience, it's going to be 8 weeks at least that we're going to be shooting this thing. And it's just going to be crazy. Like, I can't even imagine what that's going to be like. But I will make the show up to you. I will be back to do the shows. And I hope you forgive me. I hope that you forgive me, and that you don't give up on me. Yeah. And I plan to still bring the Dark Arts tour. I still want people to see this show. This might be, I think, maybe the best show I've ever put together. And so I still want people to see that specifically. And, the place you reached out to for your tickets, they will be the place that will reach out to you for reimbursement or to reschedule. They'll send you information however they send it. And if you have other questions, then you can email producer at theovon.com, or you can hit the hotline, and we'll do our best to answer whatever we can as well. But your best bet is going to be to go through the ticket people. So, man, I'm sorry. I feel really bad. But I feel, I can't even explain to you fully how I've been feeling like in the past 2 weeks, especially. Like I feel like I've just been hit a little bit of burnout, and I haven't felt like myself, even on the podcast episodes. I've just felt disconnected. I noticed when my family was visiting that I felt like I couldn't really relate with them, and I couldn't be the person that I wanted to be. I've missed like being like a little bit more joyous and stuff. My brain feels like it's always, how when you're taking a test sometimes and you have to like, how normally you go into class, right? If you was in high school or if you was in remedial, whatever. Or if you fucking just were born and then got a job when you were about 18, whatever. Maybe you didn't do school. But remember school, you would kind of goof around. It was relaxing. You could live your life. And then on test day, the thing I hated the most about test day in school is that you couldn't have a regular day of class where you could have fun and enjoy each other's vibe and feel, shoot a thing at fucking little Rodney, bro. Shoot a little spitball, dude. Hit him, ball him once, ball him twice, and then surprise him with a little nail. One of those little 1-inch little picture nails, and just hit that bastard, boy. You know what I'm saying? Teach him who his stepdaddy is. And I missed, that was fun to think about. But on test day, you're like, damn, man, we got to be quiet. Everybody leaves class right when they're done with it. It just was a different vibe. And that's what things have felt like for me a little bit the past few weeks, is just like test day. So I think that this opportunity is coming at a time when I'm looking forward to just being able to recharge in some ways. I really am. And also it's still something that everybody will get to see, so it's like, I feel like there will be a neat way to at least see that I could be in on a movie screen, and that I did it my way, man, that we did it our way, that we just put ourselves out there, and that we didn't need a bunch of bullshit. We didn't need a bunch of, like fake PR BS, and that, I don't know. And here's the crazy thing is, man, a couple of weeks before Mr. Christopher Pratt, before he sent me a message, I had a thought in my head that I was like, what if that man sent me a message about doing a project with him? And that's kind of crazy, So anyway, I'm going to quit talking about it. I'm really sorry. It really, really breaks my heart that I'm not going to be able to come to some of these shows right now. I will come to them soon. We will have the dates on the books ASAP. And some people, some people say, well, look, just wait till you know what the dates are before you announce it. I said, nah, I want to know. I want people to know what's going on. So I still may be in Brea this weekend. I will definitely be in Biloxi on the 31st. But those other dates will be TBD. And I'll let you know through social media or here on the podcast, or the place you bought them from originally will send you a link or code so that you have the first option to get the new date. Let's go into some calls that came in on the hotline. As always, the hotline is 985-664-9503. And if there's something that you're struggling with or scared about, or something that's going on in your life as a young man. Because we get left in the cold sometimes, fellas. We don't, a lot of times society and stuff just wants to look at young women right now or animals. I mean, you see, I saw a video the other day, 17 pets were going to summer camp on a bus. Well, what the fuck, man? If you're a pet, dude, every day's summer camp, isn't it? You get a treat, you get to, you run around. Maybe you go to a little park and, bang another pet you never met, or at least get to smell somebody's butt. Dude, if that ain't the definition of summer camp, boy. We used to have this girl, Tiffany, bro, and she had us. I don't know how she got tits, but she got them. You feel me, boy? Dude, she had tits. And this is before people had tits. And Tiff had them tits, okay? And I don't know how she got it into her head, but she thought that young fellas, men, future men, boys, growing boys would love to get a little whiff off them tees, you feel me? Little frickin' get a little, just a nose huff off them little nippled totters, boy, you know what I'm saying? Them tits. And so for 50 cents, man, you go in there and smell them tits, bro. She'd let you fucking smell them bitches. And look, I was so keyed up at the time on tit that I couldn't even tell you what she looked like. I don't know if I ever saw her face or shoulders or legs or arms or even her lower torso, man. All I saw on Tiff was them tits, boy. And it was 50 cents to take a freaking big snout. Hell, boy, get that snout hit off them. Just them happy chest huffers, boy. Gang, gang. And if sales were low, boy, for 25 cents, she'd let you smell one, bro. But I always saved up 50 cents and got that double. You feel me? But god dang, it was a good time, man. What were we even talking about? Oh, yeah. Pets are getting everything now, man. But let's take a call from the hotline, 985-664-9503.
What up, dude? It's Rasche calling out of West Virginia.
What's up, Nasher? Over in West Virginia, WV. In West Virginia, I remember hearing, I was there years ago, and they had some of the largest people in America, in the world, I think, even the world, largest bodied people, obesity. That was a sip of coffee. Let's go more, brother. Nasher.
Saw you last night in Louisville. Drove about 6 hours.
Wow, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
All the way out there, and you fucking killed it, dude. You're a funny motherfucker, really. Just was really impressed with your energy, man. When you came out, you were just, it's like you were all over the fucking stage, dude. I know you're sober, but it was like you did a little bump or something when you got out there, man. But,
that's the Lord, boy. I put a couple grams of the Lord in me. Onward.
But I had a quick question. I went to the early show in Louisville, to be specific. First comedy show I've ever been to, so I was just kind of curious to know how that show stacked up against other shows, if that makes any sense. Like, was that a good crowd, bad crowd? What makes a good crowd? What makes a bad crowd? I was just curious to know. Everybody seemed fairly well behaved. Some guy gave Ari a little hell, but he handled it like a G, dude. But, yeah, man, just curious to know what makes a good and bad comedy crowd and how that night was for you.
Gang, brother, thank you for coming through, man, and thanks for driving that 6 hours. Wow. What makes a good crowd for me, it used to just be that things were going to be fine. And then at some points this year, it started to be like if I've talked about it on here a few times. If people got outrageous or real, people yelling in the audience too much, or somebody just drunk and catcalling. One guy threw his underpants on stage. What, bruh? Come on, boy. Dude, if I'm chasing something out of somebody's underpants, bro, it ain't gonna be no wiener, bro. You feel me? I'm chasing something else, boy. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of kuta, boy. So that dude, that was wild. But I think just a crowd that's ready to enjoy themselves. You know, a crowd. It's not like a football game. I mean, dude, I did a show in, you know, when I take my Netflix special, the one that's out there now, there was some lady in Louisiana, in New Orleans, yelling defense the whole game. You know, people didn't know what the fuck was going on. Some people had never been to a comedy show. So this lady may have never even been out the basement. You know, she may have been locked up in the, you know, she might have been off of that damn, I don't even know, Elizabeth Smart dance team or whatever. She, you know, this lady seemed like she'd never even, half the show she was facing the other direction from the show and she was yelling defense. So, but what makes a good show for me is if people, like, I know what I'm trying to do, you know, and I want the show to go good. And I guess it's just put their trust in me. You know, that I'm gonna have that the show's gonna be good. But yeah, I think a little bit of engagement's fine, man. You know, people having fun, but when people start to just make it about themselves at a certain point, that's too much for me. Dude, Ari threw some guy out. That shit was hilarious. Yeah, that shit was hilarious. I was sitting in my backstage and just heard, they got a little volume thing on the wall and I cranked that thing up. I said, I'm about to enjoy it here. And Ari was like, well, I think you could leave then. But, you know, good for him. Dude, tossing somebody out of a comedy show is a hard thing to learn to do. You know, for years, if somebody starts yelling, you just sometimes let them go. Sometimes you lose the audience. But I liked Louisville. It was, just good people. Man, so many nice people came out. And I know I say that a lot about the shows, but that's who it is. You know, that's who's a part of this group. And yeah, it was a blast, man. We had a great time. What else makes a good show? I think me feeling okay. You know, the second show in Louisville, man. And the second show in Atlanta, honestly, man, I didn't want to go back out. You know, we did it and it was good. But, you know, that's why we didn't do any meet and greets after those two shows. I just can't. There's something, my stress level has just been through the roof. I think I've just put too much on my plate. And so I'm starting to scale back on some things. I'm going to start doing some less guest episodes. Because honestly, I started to get worried about my own health and well-being, and certainly also my mental health. You know, I've been, you know, a couple weeks ago, I was trying to figure out what was going on with me, why I was feeling so exhausted. I thought maybe my medicine was wrong, so I tried to adjust my medicine. And then that kind of backfired because I started just having like real scary thoughts and stuff. And you know, I think I've just been working so much that I haven't been able to enjoy the fruits of my labor at all. And I also haven't been able to focus on the things that make me want to do this in the first place. You know, like doing the single mom stuff. Finding ways to focus on helping other young men who struggle. You know, it gets to the point where you're doing 2 episodes a week and you throw in King of the Sting, and look, it's all good. It's all great problems to have. But, you know, you start to become part of a system, part of your own system, even if it's a system you made for yourself. So I think just learning some time management for myself will help me be able to get on stage and give a fun show. Because the thing that makes any show the best is when I'm having a good time too. And that's what I want to be able to bring to the shows no matter what. And that's another one of the reasons why with this movie opportunity that came along that I said yes to it. Look, financially, it's a big loss for me financially to take this film and to do this film opportunity. I don't even know how much will be in the deal. Yeah, look, They may cut me and put me on the floor. That's the risk I have to take. But I do feel like a higher power in my life presented this opportunity to me at a time when personally I had been struggling. And I used to feel more, I used to be able to share my struggle and stuff on the podcast. And I think it's been so hard for me to even access my feelings. I've just been so busy, and it's been hard to access them in all walks of life. Like when I meet people, it's been hard. Like I feel like people can't tell if I care or not sometimes. And I hate that. I used to know when I met people and I was like trying to express, that I care, that they knew. And recently I've just felt, I don't know if you put a little bit of electricity in an animal. You can still pet that animal, but damn, that softness has a fucking real bite to it, And that's what I feel like. I feel like I've had a lot of electricity in my fur. And I've been suffering also at a spiritual level. I've been suffering at a spiritual level for myself. So when the Guardian of the Galaxy reached out and said, through the ether, and said, hey, look, I think you are a funny guy. I like what you do. And I've been a supporter for a long time. And I think there's a neat opportunity for you. It just seemed like something that almost was like the healthiest choice that I had to make for myself. So I know it's selfish, but I think there's something that I need right now to have I just need a little bit of regrouping and a little bit of recharging. And so, it made me look at everything that I'm doing and made me realize that I'll just have to make some adjustments because I want to be able to do things in my life for the long haul. I love going out on the stage, man. I'm glad you had fun in Louisville, and I'm glad that I surprised you. Because I love to get out there and make people laugh, man. When you see couples sitting there and they're laughing, you see somebody come up. This guy came up to me the other night. He said, hey, man, I just got 1 year sober, and you inspired me. Man, and I was looking at him, and I felt like so, not happy, but just felt like... I just felt so purposeful, and I couldn't even express that to him. And I didn't need to. It wasn't about me, but I just wanted him to let him know, look, man, if something makes you feel good, man, then man, that makes me feel good, and I've just had a lot of electricity in my fur, man. It's been hard for me to connect with others. So, and I'm learning as I go, and I didn't want to and maybe this will be a lesson where I don't know. There's a cost to everything. And some people may want to not come see the shows anymore. Some people may fuck this guy, or I don't know. But I feel like I feel like I'm making a good choice for myself, for my emotional well-being at this moment. And then secondarily, I know that this will be a project that people will get to see. It's going to be something that's, it sounds crazy. I don't even know if I can talk about it or not, but it's just going to be seemingly bonkers. And to think that I would get to do this, and I'd have to be out there, it's, and it's not a money thing, man, dude. It's not that at all. But I hope to be able to make it up to each person that I'm going to, that we'll have to reschedule the shows. I hope that you know that. And with all that said, right now, let's go into this advertisement. Dollar Shave Club. And I'll tell you this, man, people have sold a lot of bullshit. But Dollar Shave Club, When I first got it, I said, and now, dude, I used it today, boy. I'm freaking, that DSC's got me tight. Dollar Shave Club, I can't stress enough the quality of their products. When I first got their razor, I said, well, what is this thing heavy, you know? What does this have? It could have an Allen wrench on the end, but no. That thing keeps me tight, keeps me classy. If you want to look French or something, you got a piece that can handle it. Dollar Shave Club, they spent years developing, crafting, refining everything. They have everything I use to look, feel, and smell my best. You name it, they have it, and I use it. I've been a Dollar Shave Club member for 1.5 years, and that's true. And as amazing as their shave stuff is, Dollar Shave Club is way more than just razors. Dollar Shave Club has you covered head to toe. And that means you can shave anything you want. Boy, I wouldn't shave your toes, though. Dang. Because that skin looks like a damn crepe sometimes. You get around the toes, your skin has that real pastry look. I wouldn't take a razor near that. And Dollar Shave Club can keep you automatically stocked up on the products you use. That's what I like about them. Right when I'm out, ding dong, the door's there. And that's that Dollar Shave Club doorbell. And that thing rings and you know you got fresh blades. I never have to waste time at a store wondering if what I'm getting is any good. As a Dollar Shave Club member, I know what I'm getting is the highest quality. And right now you can put the quality of Dollar Shave Club's products to the test. Their Ultimate Shave Starter Set has basically everything you need for an amazing shave. The Executive Razor, Shave Butter, Prep Scrub. Now you want that Prep Scrub, boy, you get it. And that's a good thing to tempt a lady. Hey, come on over, you know. We got this Prep Scrub and let's wash each other's junk before we enjoy it. And that post-shave, dude, damn, bro. Come on. The products at regular prices. Get your Ultimate Starter Set for just $5 at dollarshaveclub.com/Theo. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Theo. And support the products. Support the podcast. And they got that hitter, man. They got that body butter. Dang, what a shave butter. Woo-woo. Dude, sometimes you almost want to put a little dash of it on a Cinnabon. dollarshaveclub.com/Theo. Support this past weekend. Speaking of dash, if you've had a long day at work or a tough day at school, or what if you work at school? What if you're a janitor, bro? What if you're a valedictorian or a teacher? Or if you're still stuck at the office, it's time to treat yourself to a meal you deserve. On demand. Excuse me, I belched. On demand from your favorite restaurant. Restaurants come to you with DoorDash. DoorDash connects to your favorite restaurants in your city. So you're not going to order something from, you might order some beautiful barbecue from Memphis. But if you live in Louisville, they're going to have to drive it. It's not that. It's local. Not only is that burger place you love on DoorDash already, but over 310,000 other amazing restaurants are as well. DoorDash connects you with door-to-door delivery in over 3,300 cities, all 50 states, and Canada. Order from your local go-tos or choose from your favorite chains like Chipotle, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, and the Cheesecake Factory. And they say cheesecake, but they got everything in there. Dude, the menu, about probably 19 pages long, dude. It's heavy, too. Can't steal those, bro. It's so heavy, bro. Don't worry about dinner. Let dinner come to you, boy. What's that? DoorDash. Right now, our listeners can get $5 off their first order of 15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter promo code Theo. That's $5 off your first order when you download the DoorDash app from the App Store and enter promo code Theo. Again, eat local, eat what you want, get it brought to you. Just lay out. You can lay right by the door and open your mouth, and dude might even just scoop it right into you. That's promo code THEO for $5 off your first order from DoorDash. Download the DoorDash app on the App Store and use promo code Theo. Let's take another call here.
Theo, it's your boys Austin and Logan. We're calling you from Colorado right now.
Austin and Logan? Ted Theodore Logan. Austin and Logan calling you from Colorado. Thank you for calling, boys, out there in Colorado. And you're probably on them, I I'm guessing them little bears, them gummy bears they got, that DSB or whatever. Onward.
Right now on a cross-country road trip from California to Florida. We've been listening to your show to pass the time, the long hours on the road, and you have a lot of themes going on in your shows. But one of the ones that we're really noticing is living in gratitude, and we're just super grateful to be able to share this experience with each other and go across the country and see these amazing places and all different kinds of people in all walks of life, and you're right there with us, the whole way. So we just want to say thanks, and you're making us realize, you're putting that in the forefront of our heads to live in gratitude and be grateful for everything that we have and everything we're able to do.
Gang, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that call. Thank you guys, man. I hope you're traveling safe out there. I hope you're wearing your seatbelts too, because that'll get you. A lot of people think you could just not wear a seatbelt and, have you a 36-ounce cola and that'll stop you if you're in an accident. Nuh-uh, bro. That way, if that's the case, bro, you're just going to die and you're going to smell like Dr. Pepper, dog. You feel me? Which actually ain't that bad, dude. If somebody's at your wake or something and they walk by the coffin and they get that hit and they're like, damn, what is that, boy? Mountain don't, bro. Wear your seatbelt. But also drink a drink, because I would be damned if you are at a funeral and you walk by that dead body, you get that hit of Mr. Pibb, bruh. That'll make somebody just really grin a little. One thing that's funny, man, I've been really struggling with living in gratitude, man. And man, that's been really painful for me. And that's, it's one of the things I've realized that work was that I just was doing too much work, man. I felt exhausted. I felt like the things that I was doing didn't even matter to me, even though they were exactly what I wanted to be doing. And I don't know, man. It was just, and it was hard for me to be grateful for things. And I quit doing some of my gratitude lists in the morning. And so thank you, man, for reminding me. Because this morning I woke up and did it. This morning I woke up and did one. And I woke up and did a meditation. And I woke up and did a little bit of, just hitting my knees and just the serenity prayer, because I've just been feeling, even though I've had more people in my life than ever, I've been feeling almost a little bit more alone. And so, but I'm keen on getting back into things, man. And thank you guys for the call. And I know whatever I focus my energy on will grow bigger in my life. But that makes me feel good that was that's been a theme in the past, man. Gratitude. That makes me feel like at one point I was really, really on a good path. And I'm okay. Everything's fine. I just gotta calibrate a little. So, but gang, bro, you guys be safe out there, dude. And get him Mr. Pibb, bro. Put that belt on and get him Mr. Pibb, dog. Think about others. You don't want somebody walking past your funeral and all they get is a hit of, Old Spice deodorants. So, gang, bro. Let's take another call right here. Actually, you know what? Let's hit this Patreon right here. Thank you for our Patreon supporters. This Patreon question comes in. Tito Leibowitz. Which is better, the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or the remake Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? I don't even need to finish that one. The original. Dude, when you have little Charlie rolls up and they got 4 senior citizens, Grandpa Joe and his little harem, bruh, and they all wearing dirty nightgowns, sleeping in one bed. Come on, boy. That's like, that thing is the closest thing we've seen to Noah's Ark. Dude, when all four of them got look at Grandpa Joe's nightgown. That bitch is dirty, bruh. Dude, if anybody, there'd be more chocolate in a factory if Grandpa Joe hadn't been snacking on a couple. Dude, and it's crazy seeing four senior citizens in dirty nightgowns all laying there together. That shit is everything. It's erotic and it's, it's like early UFC almost kind of. There's something wild about it. But right there, Tito, which is also one of the best names ever, Tito Leibowitz, is that one right there, the original. Dude, the original, what they did in the original without all the CGI and all the magical effects. Now that was creativity. And here's one from Jammy Sta. Would you upload your consciousness to live on after you die, gang? That's a good question. I don't know. My consciousness. Because then you just be sitting alive somewhere in a tank. I would let my consciousness be alive if it could be in like a wishing well, like a tank where people could throw money in and wish. I think that'd be cool. Because then you could see their wishes go by and you could know that people are still hopeful. I think that'd make me feel pretty excited. But if you're just putting my consciousness at like a damn Foot Locker or something, then I don't care about all of that. I don't want to be in there, people just trying on, the new Steph Curry the thirds or whatever. I don't give a dang. Let's take another call here.
Theo, this is Ian from Chicago.
What's up, Ian? Over there in Chicago, baby, Illinois. And man, that's a beautiful, beautiful state, man. Dude, if you think about states, bro, and you think, man, where are the good ones at? It's hard not to stop thinking whenever you get to Illinois. Onward.
Just wanted to thank you for all you do for single moms and dads, but I want to make sure you know that you've been a positive force for us married fathers too. I married my college sweetheart, and we have 6 kids who are 10 years apart, so...
Dang. Dude, that is continued sexual. That's what that's called. When you have 6 kids 10 years apart, that means you guys continued to have sex. Boy, that's continued sexual. And that's brave, I feel like. A lot of couples, they have sex, for 2 years, 3 years, get the kids, and then they retreat to their neutral corners. Masturbate in a shower or something, or sneak off every now and then to Rasche or something. But if you're doing continued sexual, boy, over 10 years, let me give you that. And you think that's clapping? No, that's you still smacking. Boy, get in there. I'm going to have to let my neighbor loose, bro. Let him hang outside of your window. Get in there. Let's hear more.
Having teenagers and young adults is really hard in today's world.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I've been to 7-Eleven, and there's always teenagers and young adults hanging outside of that bitch, vaping and just doing bullshit. Gang, onward.
It's full social media and Instagram and Snapchat, and there isn't a whole lot that my kids want to talk to me about. What I've come to really enjoy is the common bond that your podcast allows us to talk and laugh about during the week. They all listen to it. We all enjoy it, and it really is a common bond for us. Growing up in the 70s, the common bond with my dad was sports, and my kids aren't into sports.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's got to be a little hectic sometimes if the kids aren't into sports and you are. That's got to be tough. And then you got to adapt, too. If you're the father, you have to adapt, Let's hear a little more of your call. Thanks.
Their interests are all over the place. Computers, music, photography, art. So I feel very fortunate to have your weekly podcast to talk to them about around the dinner table. I also love all the positive messages that you weave into your funny stories. I think that sometimes gets lost in everybody laughing around the table, but we all come to recognize and love the very positive messages that you have around gratitude and life in general. So thank you. And just to make my kids cringe if they hear this, gang, thank you.
Dang, boy, Dad hit him with that gang, boy. That's what I'm talking about, Papa. Daddy sneaking in, bro. That's a savage move, bro. Dude, if you hitting your kids with a gang, that's like when your son's about to get a little bit of that, that significant other, you feel me? And you sneak in and put, massage his shoulders right before he puts on that condom, you feel me? That's beautiful, brother. Man, wow. Wow, bro. Dude, you should be in a museum if you've been doing continued sexual with your lady over a decade. Bro, you're probably in the 2% of Americans that are doing that. Most guys, they buy their wife that machine. Even some of them get that cheap one, the gas powered one, with that, with that electric heater on the front, and that's it. They never, they see their wife at mealtime, and that's it, and the kids' graduations. Otherwise, every now and then, she just puts an empty gas can outside of her room door and lets you know that she is doing okay. No, look, I'm glad that you guys listen, man. I think it's interesting because I get little pieces of like family, and I get little pieces of one of the reasons why I even let the voicemail go all the way when I was listening was because I wanted to just hear a dad's voice. I made that thought in my head real fast. I said, okay, well, I appreciate the guy's message and I can talk about it now. And then my head said, well, this is a father's voice, so why don't you just listen to it? Because you don't get that all the time. And so thanks, man. I get to live vicariously through, images of you guys' lives that I don't get in my own life. And so, thinking about what my father, how he would describe me or what my interests were, when hearing somebody that cares that much about their kids, you try to describe a couple other different interests and not just say, that they're all over the place. You cared enough to extrapolate on what they like to do. It's cool. It makes me wonder how my dad would be or what he would say or what he would do or if he and I would bond over listening to some guy, some Muppet who's just rattling on every week. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. Sweet of you to call, and it's nice that you still care enough. I think that's a challenge these days, probably, is just continuing to find ways to relate to your kids and not be disappointed if you can't and not give up if you can't. Oh, I saw this guy last night feeding his kids food, and the kids were dressed like they were at this fancy sushi place. They're not even paying attention. He's got 2 kids, both of them wearing white shirts. They looked kind of like a little bit of like maybe Latino or Latino Hebrew, but like fancy Latino. Not like Mexicano. I'm talking about like, like Pablo Escobar's little boys, They're both wearing collared shirts. The dad's over there picking his teeth with something, probably the bone of a poor person, And the kids reminded me of the Menendez boys. I said, oh, damn. Sashimi today. Sashimi today, but, and probably murder tomorrow. This boy, I could just see in 15 years that these boys was probably going to be doing crime against their own family. They had that Menendez brothers vibe to them. So, but yeah, that's beautiful, man. You got a nice family and you guys spend time together and do stuff. I could imagine that. People's junk is all over. You got 6 kids, dude. That's 12 chances to slip on a roller skate, bro. When you just in the middle of the night trying to go get a little glass of milk or something, or maybe a little Pop-Tart or something without the frosting on it. I like them plain, People look at me weird. I do. So, you know, and I guess I'm just happy that I'm not tearing families apart. You know, I guess I'm glad I haven't had to testify in like one of those Judge Judy's or something, you know, or anything like that. But thanks for calling in. I really appreciate it. And at some point, you and your family will be able to go see this movie, man. You know, I guess. I mean, I'm really scared about it. You know, it's a lot of risk, like just not knowing like what exactly is going to happen. Or, you know, how it will all go down. But I'm just trying to be confident about it and hopeful about it. But that would be something funny, though, that you guys could go see me and laugh at that. I hope I'm going to try my best to make, make the guy that I'm, being in the movie just like a good guy and make him, and just represent us as good as I can, man, and represent TPW. I got this new Rat King hitter, actually, as well. We got some new merchandise coming out this weekend. But thank you guys, man. My brain's getting a little bit shook right now. And I want to apologize again for having to adjust the dates, and those are to be decided, and you'll be emailed about them. But, I hope that... you be patient with me and let me get back to you and bring you a good show and the best show. I think that if I can just get some of this stress out of my system, then I'll be back into a better place. I mean, my life's changed so much in the past year. It's been hard, man. It's been beautiful and awesome, but there's a cost, like, for everything. It's like, I didn't realize that I was just stacking a lot of just been a lot of stress and not even realizing it. Man, I didn't realize how intense it is and how much electricity's gotten in my fur, really. I know I keep saying that, but that's just how I feel. I feel like if I was at a petting zoo, man, I would say, look, this animal's got to be in the back for a couple weeks because we've been getting complaints. We've been getting complaints. But I want to go longer, but I just feel, I don't know, I guess I feel a little bit ashamed of myself too, that I'm canceling the dates or that I'm rescheduling them. So, but I'll be back. I'll be there. We'll figure it out. We figured out a lot bigger things than this, I feel. And thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for your for calling in and for the calls, as always, on the hotline, 985-664-9503. We'll get into some deeper stuff next time when I just have my wits a little bit thicker. And that's it. I'll tell you guys more as I know more. And that's it, man. You guys be good to yourselves. And thanks for being good to me over these past few weeks, man. I've just been like a rattle, Just no snake and all rattle, baby.
I'm just sitting on your front porch, wondering how could I be so far from my home. And my mind is somewhere else, but when I find it, I'll patch up where it's been blown. Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share this peace of mind I found. I can feel it in my bones, but it's gonna take a little time for me to set that parking brake and let myself unwind. Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song. I will sing it just for you. And now I've been moving way too fast on the runaway train with a heavy load of my past. And these rails that I've been riding on, they're worn so thin that they're damn near gone. I guess that they just weren't built to last. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make sense of what I can, of where I'm going. Oh,